It's midnight and you want to leave home now? Are you that afraid of the man that you've been living with for the last 15 years? The answer is yes. You'd prefer to take your chances on the street than live another night in that terror. You don't have a mobile phone and you don't have a laptop, but even if you did, you wouldn't take it because you're scared of being tracked or stalked. This is exactly what happened to Tammy. He'd controlled her for years, emotionally, financially, and physically. Eventually, she just had to go. So, what is Four Voices? Well, we're a mobile connection hub. Our van Aurora is customised with Wi-Fi, mobile phones, laptop computers, printer, scanner, copier, and most importantly, a coffee machine. We travel throughout Brisbane, Logan and Ipswich, and we provide safe connection to vulnerable people. There are 116,000 people who are homeless in this country. And that's way dated because that's 2016 stats. How many of these are girls and women? 51,000. 51,000 and 33,000 of them are homeless because they've fled a violent partner. COVID, of course, has made all of this worse. In fact, I think it's given birth to a new pandemic, and I call it the pandemic of disconnection. I should tell you a bit more about Tammy. One day, her partner put his hands around her throat, threatening her, taunting her. Somehow she managed to break free and run. We met her a week later outside the office of Centrelink. She hadn't showered, she had no ID, she had no belongings. We offered her a cup of coffee and said, "You're going to go inside Centrelink?" "Oh no, she said. "I haven't showered in a week, I've been wearing the same clothes. I'm way too embarrassed to go in there, and I have head lice." So we offered to go in with her to help her tell her story. Centrelink staff were amazing. They said they could give her crisis support if we could find her accommodation. Have you guys ever looked for emergency accommodation in this housing crisis? But we had to try. So we pulled out our laptop computers, our mobile phones, and we started to ring crisis centres, boarding houses, caravan parks, food service providers, and other charities. 52 phone calls in 2 hours. At the end of it, though, we had found her accommodation. We'd given her a mobile phone, we'd given her new clothing, toiletries, and a food hamper. Centrelink staff had put money in a bank account and given her a go card. Since then, one of our volunteers has been calling Tammy every week just to check in on her, just to let her know that there's a community out there who care and that she matters. Since March 2020, Four Voices, 150 volunteers we have now, have been going out to the streets of Brisbane, having coffee and chats with people, or phoning people just like Tammy. We've helped homeless people get housing, unemployed people get jobs. We've helped fill out forms, access benefits. We've printed, scanned, copied, and connected. But I feel we are scratching the surface. The pandemic of disconnection doesn't pick suburbs. Aurora is already overworked in the south and the west of Brisbane. And I'm thinking that the funding from TFN can help bring hope into the world. Hope will be Aurora's sister. And along with her 100 volunteers, will provide connection to people in Brisbane CBD and the northern and eastern suburbs. We'll go to women's refuges, homeless shelters, crisis accommodation centres and Centrelink offices. We know that Hope, like Aurora, will be able to reach 5,000 vulnerable people every year. This includes 300 cups of coffee a week, along with 300 conversations. We'll give away over 150 mobile phones and give access to Wi-Fi, laptop computers and printers. Above all, we will let each person that we meet know that they matter. We've been busy fundraising for the skeleton and the bones of Hope. Her tyres, wheels, undercarriage, her chassis. So what will your contribution buy tonight? Well, $100 will buy a seatbelt or a headlight or a hubcap or a mobile phone. But we're also hoping that tonight's funding will help bring two critical things for Hope. Firstly, her brain. The computers and other technology which can transmit connections to the outside world. $1,000 will buy a piece of technology for Hope's brain. It will also provide Hope with her heart. The $10,000 will fund the solar panels and the battery management system, which will beat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, wherever there are vulnerable people. With your help, Hope can support 5,000 vulnerable people each year. And if you're wondering what the vaccine is for this pandemic, the one I call the pandemic of disconnection, it's simple. It's connection. Unlimited boosters of connection. Thank you.
And the sunlight hurts my eyes.